Good afternoon. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Business Inspection, Housing, and Zoning Committee for March 28, 2023. I'm Jamal Osman, and I'll be chairing this committee today. I want to take a time to give condolence. Councilmember Goodman, her man passed away. All of us give her condolence and wish her the best, her and her family. At this time, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll to verify a quorum. Oh, we have a quorum. We have Councilmember Rainville, Councilmember Allison, and Councilmember Chuktai, and myself. Let the record reflect we have a quorum. The agenda for today's meeting is before us. I'll begin with the consent agenda, which includes item 5 to 11. Item 5, liquor license approval. Item 6, liquor license renewal. Item 7, modification of existing commercial property development fund loan to Provision LLC. Item 8, exclusive development rights to D&T Investment. Item 9, local historical landmark designation, Holy Trinity Church at 316 4th Avenue Southeast. Item 10, rezoning for 2323 Emerson Avenue. Item 11, skateboard ramp on or structure ordinance. Is there any discussion on item 5 through 11? My colleagues? With no further discussion, I will move approval for item 5 to 11. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say nay. That carries and the item are approved. With that, we will move to the public hearing agenda. Item 1, Steady Pour, 2125 Hennepin Avenue South. I will invite the staff to give us a presentation.
Steady Pour, owned by Steady Pour LLC. Their address is 2125 Hennepin Avenue East in Suite 205 in Ward 1. The applicant is requesting an on-sale liquor with Sunday sales, no live entertainment license. Their hours of operation will be Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Wednesday through Saturday, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. They have seating for 90 patrons. On March 6, 2023, 68 public hearing notices were sent to property owners within 600 feet of the premises. Multi-unit buildings were posted. Notices were also sent to the Northeast Minneapolis Chamber Business Association and Councilmember Payne. We have received one comment from the community in opposition to the license. The major concerns were potential noise to the adjacent tenant space and parking concerns, although this building does have its own parking lot. Steady Pour is located on the first level of a multi-unit office building. There have been no police calls for service as this business has not opened yet for business. There are no operating conditions nor any other issues decision makers should know about. The Licenses and Consumer Services Division recommends approval of an on-sale liquor with Sunday sales, no live entertainment license. This concludes my presentation. At this time, I will stand for any comments or questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any question for staff? Councilmember Rainville?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Inspector, thank you for coming today. I'm curious, the building that this is in, is it a residential building or is it a commercial building?
No, it is a commercial, multi-level office type building.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I would call Councilmember Allison to make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm happy to move approval of this item.
Chair Osman, a public hearing is required on this item.
I apologize. I'm going to proceed the public hearing and ask the clerk if there's any speakers are here to speak today. The applicant, yes, please.
Thank you. So my name is Jeff. I'm the owner of the business here with co-owner, my wife, Ari. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and for hearing our license. I've been in beverage production and the hospitality industry, but this is the first time owning something, so I'm really excited to see kind of the final form of this, our vision to welcome people in, really, treat hospitality as front and center, focus on some smaller, some curated, menu items and experiences, and as well focus on some chef partnerships in addition to our own in-house food program. Really partner with folks, people that don't own their own restaurants yet that are looking to, but play around in that space. And again, just thanks for the opportunity here.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking, Councilmember Allison.
We already let all the tension out of the room. You guys know that we're going to approve, but no. No, thank you so much for the business that you're bringing to Minneapolis, and it sounds like a really cool space. I'm sure we're all going to be excited to experience it soon, and with that, Mr. Chair, I'm happy to move approval.
Councilmember Allison has moved for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say nay. The item carries. Now, we will move to public hearing, next public hearing, item on 2023 Consolidated Action Plan. And I'll call the staff to give presentation. Matt.
Good afternoon, Chair and committee members. I'm Matt Bauer, Manager of Resource Coordination in the Finance Department, and I bring forward to you a request for approval to submit the city's 2023 Consolidated Plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The Consolidated Plan is the city's application to HUD for its receipt of Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnerships, Emergency Solutions Grant, and Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS formula grants. The program year for these grants starts June 1st, and we are required to submit the plan to HUD on April 17th. The action plan outlines the city's housing and community development strategies and objectives for the beneficiaries of these funds, which are low and moderate income residents of the city and the surrounding community. The application or the action plan describes our priorities for use of these grant funds. Those programming priorities and project budgets were approved by the council as part of the December budget. And we are required prior to submitting the application to hold a public hearing and a public comment period on the action plan. The public comment period runs through April 13th, and with that, if there's any questions, I'd entertain the public hearing being open. Thank you.
Here and ask the clerk if there's any speakers on this item. There's no speakers. With that, I will call Councilmember Allison to make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm happy to move approval of this item.
That item, Councilmember moved for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those against say nay. And that item carries. And now we are on public hearing number 3. On 1301 West Lake Street, tax increment finance. I'll invite the staff to give presentation. Mr. Kramer.
Good afternoon, Chair Osman and committee members. My name is Haley Kramer, and I am a senior project coordinator in CPED. I am before you today with 2 staff recommendations related to the 1301 Lake Street West Affordable Housing Project. The first involves tax increment financing, which is the subject of the public hearing, and the second is an action supporting the 7 points market rate meaningful contribution to the project under inclusionary zoning. I'll describe the project now regarding both actions. 1301 Lake Street West is a 5-story, 100% affordable new construction project proposed by Common Bond on a vacant parcel in the South Uptown neighborhood near the intersection of Lake Street and Hennepin Avenue. This development will be the first new construction affordable housing project in the South Uptown neighborhood in decades. It will include 120 units of housing affordable at 60% AMI or below, with a mix of studios, 1-bedrooms, 2-bedrooms, and 3-bedrooms. Additionally, 30 units will be deeply affordable at 30% AMI, and 24 of these deeply affordable units will be designated as supportive housing for formerly homeless households. All supportive services will be provided on-site. The building will also include 2,500 square feet of community space that will be programmed through a formal community engagement process. The total development costs for this project are currently estimated at $46.9 million. Primary financing includes housing revenue bonds and tax increment financing, along with 4% housing tax credits and the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Developer participation in the project includes $1.8 million in deferred developer fee. 1301 Lake Street West is phase 2 of a larger redevelopment of the 7 Points Mall, which is formerly known as Calhoun Square. Phase 1 of the redevelopment is a market rate project that will involve renovating the existing mall into 272 market rate units and nearly 11,000 square feet of commercial space. Developer North Pond currently owns the 7 Points Mall block, including the 1301 Lake Street parcel. North Pond is partnering with Dorn on the market rate development and with Common Bond on the affordable development. The first set of action items today is related to the proposed tax increment financing. The 1301 Lake Street West TIF plan announces and establishes a new housing TIF district. Pending City Council approval, the City of Minneapolis will issue 2 pay-as-you-go tax increment notes in a combined amount not to exceed $14,072,000. One note is supported by increment from the 1301 Lake Affordable Building, and the other is supported by increment from the 7 Points Market Rate Building. All proceeds from the TIF notes will be used to support the construction of the 1301 Lake Street Affordable Building. The tax increment financing plan attached to the report provides a detailed breakdown of how the increment will be distributed and used. The 1301 Lake Street TIF plan was transmitted for the required 45-day review to Hennepin County, the Minneapolis School Board, the City Planning Commission, the South Uptown Neighborhood Association, the Lowry Hill East Neighborhood Association, and other interested parties on February 9th, 2023. One public comment was received from the South Uptown Neighborhood Association, which expressed support for the affordable project and the opportunity to improve the blighted vacant lot. No other public comments were received about the plan. The last action is supporting the 7 Points market rate meaningful contribution to the project under the inclusionary zoning policy and ordinance. Effective January 1 of 2020, developers submitting new land use applications for residential rental projects with 20 or more units must choose an on-site compliance option or an alternative compliance option to meet the requirements of inclusionary zoning. With the 7 Points market rate project, North Pond and Doran intend to comply with IZ by choosing the off-site alternative compliance option. This option requires that the required affordable units be developed within a half-mile of the market rate project, and that a meaningful contribution be made to the affordable housing development. Staff recommend approval of the meaningful contribution proposed by North Pond and Doran, which consists of the following. Number 1, North Pond will pay all holding costs and real estate taxes, estimated at approximately $625,000 on the 1301 Lake Street site until Common Bond closes on its financing. Pardon me. Number 2, North Pond will provide a seller note in the amount of $1.9 million to the 1301 Lake Street project. The site is currently appraised by a third party at $4.1 million. Common Bond will pay $2.2 million at closing for the acquisition of the site, and the remaining $1.9 million will be financed through the seller note provided by North Pond. Because the 1301 Lake Street project is still in the process of assembling its financing, staff recommends the City Council authorize the CPED director to approve deviations to the seller note and acquisition amount at the time of the Common Bond financial closing. Additionally, under the IZ policy, North Pond and Doran will provide a letter of credit in the amount of $2,741,189 to the city. This letter of credit serves as a security deposit which will be forfeited if the 1301 Lake Street Affordable Project has not closed on its financing by the time it expires, which is 48 months from the date of the approved IZ compliance plan. Staff recommends approval of both the TIF request and the IZ meaningful contribution request. And with that, I will take any questions, and I will also note that there are representatives here from Developers Common Bond and Doran who are also available for questions. Thanks.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Councilmember Ellison?
Sorry, I wasn't able to look at this as much as I would like to before the committee meeting, but the affordable units won't go at the site that we're talking about. Am I understanding that correctly?
Councilmember Ellison, the affordable units are developed on the 1301 Lake Street West site.
Okay, sorry. I thought I'd heard it say that they had to be within a 1/2 mile, but maybe I misunderstood.
Sorry, yes, I was describing the requirements of the IZ policy.
Got it.
So, yeah.
I have a question. Will this property run by Common Bond, the management? Common Bond Communities, it's
Correct.
involved, so.
Correct, they are the developer.
They are the developer, so they are the one that will run. Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. Is there any other questions? Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I want to compliment the staff, and I know this takes a lot of brain power to figure out, and I want to compliment the developers. This is very, very creative to use market rate housing to, in essence, allow affordable housing. And this, I think this is a path that we can all learn from and go forward. So just thanks. I'm seeing a lot of people smile and nod in the room. I don't know all your names. I recognize many of you, but thank you. This is how we're going to build our way out of this housing crunch, through this creative type of financing and allowing more affordable housing to be built. So again, to all the staff here, to the development teams, thank you for your contribution to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and just to add that, I do want to thank all the staff and also Common Bond, which I know very well, who has really provided money affordable housing to our residents, low-income residents, and they do a wonderful job. So thank you so much for the commitment you have made to the communities. And now I will call Councilmember Chicktai to make a motion.
Mr. Chair, this item also requires a public hearing.
Rookie mistake. Well, thank you, and I will open the public hearing, and I have a list. Scott Engel.
Council members, thank you. My name is Scott Engel. I'm the executive coordinator for the South Uptown Neighborhood Association, and our organization is happy to support this project and encourages the city council to move forward with this TIF district. 70% of our residents in South Uptown rent their homes, and many of them are struggling to afford those rents nowadays. And the addition of 120 housing units at a variety of affordability levels is going to be really great for the neighborhood. Additionally, this location seems perfect for folks that maybe don't drive, considering the amount of transit, the two ABRT lines that are coming, as well as other bus lines, services like grocery stores and pharmacies and so forth. And then finally, this site has been a blight on our South Uptown community it's going on a couple decades now. It's this ratty fenced-in area with weeds growing. We've tried to work to do community gardens over the years, and nothing seems to work. The private market seems to have sort of broken down at this site for some reason, where many other sites in Uptown have been redeveloped, and this remains really awful. So we're excited about the Common Bond project, bringing some vitality and life to the intersection, and really filling in that gap and providing affordable housing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Seeing no one, I will call Councilmember Chicktai for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm really excited about us taking this next step in making this project a reality. I know the residents in South Uptown in Ward 10 are excited for these new units coming into our community. And with that, I will move approval of this item.
Thank you so much. The item has been moved. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. The item has carried. Now, item 4 is a consideration of on sale wine liquor due to outstanding tax owed to Minnesota Department of Revenue. I will call Deputy City Attorney Fossey to explain this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, committee members. This reflects a certain type of statutorily required license revocation that comes before this committee fairly infrequently, but I think every few months. Essentially, the licensed business in this case has a tax delinquency, and the State Department of Revenue has notified us pursuant to Minnesota statute that we have an obligation to revoke that license within 30 days of notification. What the licensee would have to do to prevent that revocation according to statute is either pay the delinquency or enter into a tax clearance certificate, essentially a payment agreement with the state. I can also reflect that my understanding, at least doing some internet research here, is I don't believe this business is currently operating. I think it closed operations a few months ago, so may largely be a pro forma a matter of revoking the license. That being said, certainly if the licensee or a representative of the licensee is here, they may speak regarding this matter. However, essentially, the committee's outcome is determined in that we must await a tax clearance certificate, which hasn't been provided to date.
Thank you so much. Is there any question for? Okay, seeing no question, I'm going to proceed to open the public hearing on item number 4. Is there any speakers that would like to speak? Seeing no further speakers, I'll close the public hearing and move approval for license revocation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Now we are on next item on agenda is discussion item. Item 12, Great Street Gap Financing Loan to 701 Plymouth, and I call Director Eric Hansen.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, my name is Eric Hansen. I'm the city's Economic Development Director. In front of you is the culmination of a long, long road for the V3 Sports Center. Mission of the organization on the screen here is a community-based organization, nonprofit that's been working in the North Side for more than 20 years, helping young people find options through athletics and running programs since about 2005 with young people and looking for a location to have their facilities, including pools. And so you'll see on this map a picture of where this location is, 701 Plymouth Avenue, corner of Plymouth and Lyndale. It's a high-profile site. You can see downtown from this location. It's going to be a beacon of investment in the North Side. I think the first time I talked to the organizing director about this project was back in 2010. So this has been a long, long journey for this organization. In front of you today is city support for this $90 million multi-phase, 120,000 square foot facility that have multiple pools, a community cafe, homework help locations and youth space, an indoor track workout area, really a state-of-the-art community and athletic center for the North Side. So what are we doing today? The city of Minneapolis is proposing a $1 million forgivable loan to help support the phases of this project. If approved, the city would be supporting these investments that are on the screen today. Components of the first phase that have not been contracted and that are supporting the community. So the cafe, some improvements around this facility through improvements of traffic controls, fixtures and equipment, and uncontracted phases on the second floor, and other related costs. We're proposing a 20-year term with 0% interest. The investment of the city is into the young people that will be using this facility and the services it will provide to the neighborhood. Repayment of this loan would be due if it is sold or used for another purpose. This is typical of other Great Streets loans we have originated from the city in the last few years with nonprofit organizations. We'll have a mortgage on the property if approved. Here's what the first phase looks like, but it will be expanded over the number of years. I have Malik Rucker and Jane Townsend from the organization here. If you have any questions for them. Otherwise, I'm happy to take any questions you might have.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Councilmember Ellison?
No real question. Just wanted to say that I'm glad that we're moving forward with this. I think this is a really big deal for North Minneapolis. So thank you. As somebody who grew up on the north side and who actually grew up swimming, weirdly enough, I know that there's not a lot of facilities for that. I know that firsthand as somebody who grew up, swimming competitively. My mom was a big swimmer. And we love, the North Side Y and all that stuff, but other communities have multiple facilities. Other communities have multiple state-of-the-art facilities where kids can go. And so I really see this as not just a value add, but an immense value add. So thank you to staff. I know sometimes we have unique projects that don't always have the most cookie-cutter fit, within the city. And so we work hard to be creative and to find ways to make these to make our investment in these projects. So thank you to staff. Thank you to the developer, and I'm excited to approve this. And do we need hearing? No, this isn't a public hearing. So I'll move approval, and so that can be floating out there while we do discussion.
Thank you. Now I call Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a couple questions. I don't know if Mr. Hanson or perhaps someone from the organization can respond, but when do you anticipate opening?
Okay. I'd like to defer to our partners in this project.
Great.
Jamal?
My name is Malik Rucker. I serve as the Director of Community Engagement and Partnerships at V3 Sports. I appreciate y'all hearing us out. So the first phase of the project will be, we actually broke ground on the first phase back in November of 2022. And then we'll open that phase into Q1 of 2024. And then as we gain funds for the second phase, we'll begin construction on that.
Thank you. And I drive by it all the time. I'm just pleased to watch it rise.
Yeah.
So on the map that we saw, there was a separate area with a different color, and one was red, one was yellow. The yellow. So that's phase two?
Yeah, that's a part of phase two, but we completely demolished that entire building. So it's all gone now at the moment.
Right. And that's you're still gathering funds for phase two?
Yeah.
Okay. And what will that consist of?
Well, the second phase consists of 4 multi-use courts where we'll do athletics, career fairs, conventions, and stuff of that sort. Then we'll have the Olympic-sized pool, which is 1 of 3 in the state, and we'll have regional events there and be able to do some big-time things there. We also have the indoor track, which is 1/4 mile, which isn't really normal for indoor spaces. And then there's additional fitness space. And it's kind of more the regional aspect of the space where we'll be able to host some regional things to create economic impact.
Right. So the pool and track will be phase two.
So there's 3 pools. There's 2 pools in the first phase.
Okay.
The first phase, there's a hydrotherapy pool, first in North Minneapolis ever. And then there's a instructional 25-yard pool, which is kind of your normal size pool.
So hydrotherapy?
Yep.
Do you have an age limit? Can I go in there? I'm going to get off the floor.
It's for the community. Come on out.
Okay, I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah, come check it out.
So thank you. And then just one last question, please. Yep. What is the total cost of phase 1 and then phase 2? This seems like quite an investment in North Minneapolis.
It is, and we're proud to do it. The first phase is $23 million, hard and soft costs. And then the second phase is the additional whatever that is to get to 90. 70.
70?
Yeah, 70.
So we're talking about $100 million invested in the youth of North Minneapolis. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations. Thank you for the work you're doing. I think we need to do this the entire city of Minneapolis. And Councilmember Ellison, would you like to make comments?
Yeah. Just, I would like to move approval. And then just for clarity, you guys are going to have a 400-meter track in there. I knew there was going to be a track, but it's going to be a full-size track, like the kind of track that goes around a football field?
Yeah, it's around the same distance, but it's a little kind of wonky because it goes in between everything.
I got you.
But it is that size of a track.
Okay, cool. Well, that's really incredible. And yeah, again, thank you. And I'm happy to move approval of this item, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Councilmember Ellison, move that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. And now, our last item is a walk-on, and we have an item that was not included on the agenda, and I'm going to call Becky Shaw to tell us about it.
Good afternoon, I'm Becky Shaw from Business Development, and you have before you a request to set a public hearing for April 18th to consider authorizing the issuance of tax-exempt revenue bonds for Allina Healthcare Systems for the construction of their surgical and critical care pavilion on the Abbott Northwestern Hospital as part of their revitalization campus plan. And the project is located at 800 East 28th Street, and there's also a potential for refunding of outstanding revenue bonds for Allina Healthcare Systems.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments or questions on this item? Yes, Councilmember Rainbow.
Ms. Shaw,
Yes,
how much bonding are they requesting?
up to $400 million.
Incredible. That's a lot of money.
It is, yes.
That's a great investment in the south side. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, seeing no other question, I will move approval for setting the public hearing for April 18. All those in favor say aye. And opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Seeing no further business before us, and with no objection, I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you so much all for coming today.
Whether you own a home or rent, there are some things you should do right now to help make sure you're safe. How long has it been since you've tested your smoke detector? Does it need a new battery? The same goes for carbon monoxide detectors. Not only is it smart to make sure you